Hello, beautiful ones. There is the potential for drama and danger when you're doing energy work. And lately, there's been a lot of illumination of people who have been harming other people through the healing and energy work that they've been doing. So, I want to talk about how you can do distortion free energy work and keep your channel clear. I've been working with energy for at least the past 25 years, very consciously, trained with many masters. I've channeled my own modality that works with the earth and cosmic energies, evolutionary alchemy, and I have facilitated hundreds of really beautifully aligned energy healing sessions and taught hundreds of people how to do this work safely. So I want to tell you the non-negotiable pieces to make sure that your energy work is not going to be accidentally harming someone else, and to avoid like entities, distortions, psychic attacks, and things like that. Because honestly, energy work is my favorite thing ever. And I think everybody should do it. Not that I'm going to shit all over people, but like, I don't know how you could survive living in this world without regularly cleaning and clearing your energetic channel and being connected to the divine. If you're an energetically sensitive person, you probably have practices already that serve you and support you. But I have encountered over the years many energy healers and practitioners who are not operating with source alignment, connected to the earth with an open heart. They have clogs in their channel, whether that's from trauma or a lack of shadow work or just like life on earth that they have not yet cleared and cleaned. And that just leaves you ripe for all kinds of things to go awry. So non-negotiably in my practice and what I teach my facilitators is that first and foremost, you need to be working with the divine. It's non-negotiable. If you are doing your energy work from just your human level, then the thing is you're doing it from the ego. You're probably doing things to people. And I'm sorry, you're amazing. You've got an amazing capacity as a human, but you don't have the highest perspective. The divine is so much more capable, creative, and has the longer term, broader perspective than we do. That's just like how it is by definition, right? It is infinite instead of limited, like we currently are in our human form. So we got to work with the divine. And the easiest and fastest way that I know to do that is to do this ceremonially. It doesn't have to be a big ceremony, but to ritually open sacred space and to call in your team, your luminous team. I love that word because it's infused with the intention that it's like the people on your team that have your highest and best good in mind, because not everybody and everything does. So bring your luminous team to create a circle around you, but then we also want to make sure that the alignment is to source through your highest self, through your crown, through your heart, down into the earth, rooted, but also expansive on this vertical axis. Because if you're off even just a couple degrees, you're plugged into something that's not actually you. And I also teach my people how to unplug from all the stuff that isn't them and make sure that they're in alignment before they do any work with anyone else. So it's personal work first, and then, and only then, should they be working with someone else. Number two is, this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I actually don't think we should be doing energy work to people, on people, or for them unless it's an emergency. If it's an emergency circumstance and they are completely unable to do it themselves, fine. But a hill that I am willing to die on is we should be teaching people how to do it themselves and how to walk, and basically walking them through the steps, getting them to be fully sovereign and in their own agency, which is a trauma-informed way of practicing, because then the person is in charge. And the only person we are surrendering to and allowing to work on us is actually not a person at all. It's the divine energies. I love saying, hey, spirit, can you do this for us? Hey, Gaia, can you do this for us? asking the elements, asking God, Spirit, Source, Creator, Universe, members of your team to do the work for you is very different than having a practitioner fiddle in your field. The reason I don't like that, unless I have vetted that person into their mastery, so I know for sure they are source aligned, heart open, connected to the earth, they are pure conduits of source light, and they're not got anything in their field, which is very few people, by the way, at this point in our evolution. I don't let them work in my field. I'm just like, no, please don't. I'd rather do it myself. Show me what to do. And if healers or practitioners have a problem with that, I think that's very telling. I think they're working from a level of ego. And this is not a hard and fast rule, but this is how I teach my energy work and the alchemy. I think it's so much more empowering to teach someone how to do it themselves and how to work with the divine and get the divine to do it for them than for me to just do it for them. It's very much the difference between teaching a man to fish versus just giving him a fish. If he's literally starving and doesn't have the energy and he's shaking, like, obviously feed him. But for long-term growth and evolution, which is what I am obsessed with, let's make sure people are learning how to do the stuff. We don't want to create people who are dependent on us for energy work, right? It's really important that practitioners are not trying to create this dependency. Now, I have people who will work with me for years, pay me buttloads of money for a very long time, but they're there because they want to be, not because they need me. I've taught them everything along the way, but the thing is, when we work together, because we work with the divine, because I'm constantly evolving and so are they, and we work with the infinite possibility and not an array of just do this kind of thing and then you're done, it gets better and better and better, and the limit does not exist. So any healer, practitioner who's saying you have to work with me, I'm the only one who can do this, those are red flags. Like, ick, yuck, no. And unfortunately, there are practitioners out there who are plagued by energetic distortions, entities, and they might not know it because they don't have the clear channel, which is essential. They don't necessarily know what they are actually putting on to people. They don't know what they don't know. There's also what I believe is a much smaller subset of people out there who are actively harvesting energy and causing harm. They exist, but I don't believe most people start off that way. However, once they have been energetically compromised, that is very common. So we work in sacred space. We work with the divine. We don't do energy work at people. We walk them through it as space holders, facilitators, and guides so people can remain in their power. This is the evolutionary alchemy system. This is what I teach my practitioners. This is what I do. And it works so powerfully and beautifully, and it doesn't have to take a long time. And it actually feels really good too. The other piece around the requirement for energy work to actually work and to actually stick is for the person receiving it and the person doing it, for them to have the nervous system state that is the parasympathetic or rest and digest, because that is when we're open to receive. If we're in a stress response, if we are in a sympathetic state or a like freeze or fawn or dorsal vagal response, then we have consciously or subconsciously shields up and the energy can't fully land. Light is translated through the nervous system. Energy work is going to move through the nervous system. That is how it goes for most people, except a few people kicking around this planet who have some different systems that are operating. I'm speaking in generalities right now. We have people incarnate who've got completely different systems they're operating. They're cool. They know who they are. And you don't have to worry about that if that's you. But for most of the practitioners and the people receiving energy work, the nervous system is incredibly important. If people are stressed, if people don't feel safe, then they're not going to fully receive the medicine that is happening, and it will not stick. Then there's the piece around the ceremony itself being supportive to the vagus nerve to come into that parasympathetic nervous system. Creating a bit of ritual, creating a bit of this thing is ancient technology to relax the nervous system, to have us open, and also to work with the divine energies and alter us into a different state of consciousness. The ancestors have been doing it forever for very good reason, not just because they were fuddy-duddies who like to have ceremony. Like, this was known to have these effects, and bringing this forward, I think, is essential. And so that's what I teach, and that's what I do. And the ceremony does not have to have any bells and whistles. It's just some words, some breaths, really just consciously creating that container for the work to be done. And then finally, the piece that I think is missing from a ton of energy work that is essential is the access to the divine love that is the most healing and profoundly everything. Like, what can I say about it? The divine love that fixes all, that obliterates fear. If your practitioner is not embodied in that and cannot take you into that state, in a state of harmonic resonance, you're missing the pieces of magic that my practitioners are able to bring through, right? The divine love also supports the nervous system, because once we are reconnected, instead of operating off of battery power where we're disconnected and we're running off our own energy, it creates the safety. We are able to come into the homeostasis that our body requires for maximum health, for our digestive system, our immune system, for our brain to be fully functioning. All of these things are so important. And that divine love restores, rejuvenates, and just does all of the things that we want to do in the background. And it's so healing to suddenly feel that. I have people that will just burst into tears because it's the first time that they have ever felt that in their life. It is like the thing that is the hole that most people are trying to fill with maybe drugs and alcohol and addictions, the sadness, obliterated when you feel that divine love. When we actually get to experience it in an embodied way, it is the greatest healing practice that we have. And it's not coming from anyone. It's basically being revealed because it is the truth of the all that is. And also it's usually obscured by trauma, by belief systems, by other things. The disconnection from living life on earth, we and my practitioners can clear away so people can feel it clear as day and actually feel it instead of just hear about it, right? To have a literal, mystical, embodied experience of this divine love is life-changing. And you never feel alone the same way. The fears that we have literally dissolve because fear is the absence of love, right? Fear is the absence of this divine love. I'm not talking about romantic love. I'm talking about the love that actually permeates the fabric of existence, that every mystic has revealed every time they have gone deep into that internal space of stillness. They reveal the divine love, the benevolence, this feeling of this reconnection with what we truly are. And so when you can bring that into the energy work, and you're not just doing energy work at somebody, but you are allowing them to experience that, and that's the baseline, that's like how we prepare the field for advanced energy work, it changes everything. And then I'll take my practitioners and they can do all kinds of really fun activations, time traveling, all kinds of cool stuff, channeling the things you need to know. There are infinite different things that you can do from that space, but like the baseline that we work with is restoring the divine flow in the sacred space, connecting to the divine, and making sure that people are safe and can receive what they need to receive. If you would like to experience this, I do have a walkthrough of my sparkle field activation that includes the prep the field that will also support you, especially if you're an entrepreneur or someone who is visible, but really any energetically sensitive human. It'll walk you through reconnecting to the divine and creating a luminous field of high frequency light around you, not from your battery power, but from the divine, from the earth, from the cosmos, so that no ick can stick to you. You become this like spiritual Teflon, and then you don't feel like you have to operate in fear of other people and other energies. You set the tone. You are the one in charge of your frequency, and you are the one that is shifting the energy in a room, right? So you aren't being subject to the energies. You are the creator of it, but you're the fountain, you're the flow of it. It's not coming from you, it's coming through you, and it feels so freaking good. Makes you a magnet to money, magic, miracles, like soulmate clients, it puts you in the state where you are open and receptive to the magic that life has to offer, instead of cutting you off from the shielding practices that so many people teach. Now, the other piece that I just want to mention is the doors will open again to my facilitator training program. The Evolutionary Alchemy Practitioner program is level 1. Level 2 is the Transformational Journey Facilitator training, where we really take the energy work that we learn in level 1 and then support you in being able to integrate it for people, to actually help them have it stick by doing the identity shifts and all of the creation work that needs to happen. Otherwise, the energy work it might be a fun party trick. We need to actually embody it, you know what I mean? And let it stay forever. This is the stuff that I teach inside that certification program, and it is going to be a once a year kind of thing that you can step in. So activate the sparkle field, get on my list so you'll know when the doors open for this practitioner training program if you are interested in learning how to facilitate this kind of sacred medicine that I liken to a plant medicine journey, because we work with the energy of the earth and we have the same heart opening, consciousness expanding experiences, but you don't have to puke your guts out in the jungle. I want more people to have access to this because it is life-changing and it does not have the same risks. It is distortion-free if you are working in that sacred space in alignment with all of these divine energies. And then you also learn all of the tools to stabilize it so you are not wobbling in fear. Unfortunately, fear is what creates the separation. It's what creates the nervous system dysregulation and what opens your field up to the distortions, to the entities, to the psychic attacks. So I would love for you to try out the sparkle field and join me if you'd like to get more info about the facilitator training. People need to know this. This is advanced new paradigm technology that is bringing ancient practices forward, but working directly with the earth and the cosmos or source energy itself. And it's so much easier than trying to do it all alone, right? We really get to take the lazy way that feels really good. I'm a Taurus rising, so this is what has come through me, where we get to receive as well as support, but it's not all on us to do it, which takes the human ego out of the way, and the results that we get are beyond what you might think is possible. So I'll leave it there, but please give it a try. Make sure you are in alignment. The sparkle field will show you how, and we'll talk soon. Bye, love.